and that's so important anymore because you look at if it isn't your email information, it's your customer list,
right?
And so all of a sudden you have to be concerned with every computer you have there and how much stuff can just walk out the door on a $10 memory stick.
Well, that's why on the 15th, we're having a drawing for Network Server Monitor. Kevin Hodak is the lead engineer, and we're actually going to be discussing data leakage because that's what you're referring to is called data leakage.
Sure.
There's actually several areas for this. As you said, USB sticks. We call it pod slurping, but plugging in recordable devices into a PC, whatever. But another area of data leakage is also email. Employees emailing things like financial or customer lists to competitors. It can be just a whole plethora of different things going out in email and conversely coming in. And so securing email on the basis of content is often overlooked by a lot of IT security people. Particularly, as I said, content or protecting coming against litigation, say for people mailing around dirty jokes within the office based on what's said in the email. Is there racial humor? Is there sexual humor? Stuff like that. And maybe you want to be able to control what's coming in and what's going out. For example, somebody, maybe a sales guy, would have no need to be emailing maybe his spreadsheets because it's not what he does. What would use that as an example? Well, with content filtering, what you're going to do is you're going to quarantine that email before it goes out for an administrator or their boss to review that email and see what's going on. That is protecting another endpoint and preventing data leakage. So that's another, but see, that's the kind of consulting we do when we talk to customers about that sort of thing.
What the USB data leakage conversation made us do is discover another large hole in our security plan. Is that we could secure the computers great, but the backup tape every night.
Mm-hmm.
There's no security on it. It sits in the drawer with all the other backup tapes. So if the customer calls and goes, you know what, the Friday tape is missing. We don't know where it's at. There goes all your data.
Oh,
you can have the most secure computer in the world, but the backup tape is missing. So, for smaller businesses, it's just as important as the larger ones do.
Let me ask you something. We're getting involved with StarWin, and StarWin makes a IP-based SAN. Okay, using a standard Windows server. I don't know if you were with us on the day we had the drawing for a copy of StarWin SAN Enterprise. It's a fairly affordable product. It's, as I said, it allows you to take an existing server, run their software. Now you have a SAN using iSCSI, right? What do you think of that in the small business space? What do you think the opportunities are to be able to come in and offer a really nice SAN for, say, under 4K?
It used to be that $3,000 to $5,000 would scare the devil out of smaller businesses.
Right.
Now anymore, they have to really judge. And I was just looking up some information on that. They really have to judge. What is it that they can achieve the same results in a lesser cost. And I'm not sure that too much of that can be achieved using a SANS for less than that. So I think that the sales job would be to build the importance of it, but I don't think the price is that far along.
You don't think the price? You think the price is too high?
No. I think it's about right.
About right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Centralized storage with replication is a great way to protect your data as well. Now, have you done anything with Amazon, the S3 thing, or what are you doing for online backups right now?
And I was just noticing what Mike wrote there about Iron Mountain. There's Iron Mountain and Carbonite and Mozy. personally, I use Mozy, and I've got a couple customers that use Mozy. I'm not sure if there's a whole lot of difference between some of these. The prices are great. I mean, you talk about. I think Carbonite is $55 a year for one computer, and what's important there is it removes the user from having to remember to do the backups. Once you have it programmed and working, it's
well, another thing you might want to look at is a company called eFolder. Now, eFolder is very channel friendly. As a matter of fact, you can rebrand it as your own, but they only sell through the channel and their partners. So, just kind of a heads up, you may look into a company called eFolder. Okay.
They're the technology that's out there. I mean, what we just talked about on 2 or 3 things, and what people are writing in the message board here is all the stuff that is a benefit to everyone that does technology work like us.
Well, exactly. And that's what we want to do with this show. We business and technology, and the technology that drives business. That's what Frugal Tech Live is all about. And it's guests like you that helps keep the show interesting and bring in more people to hear. And it's always good to pick other people's brains and to engage in a dialogue, right? And share information with one another. Now, by the way, I appreciate you so much taking time out of your day to come on there and giving us a hand with this. We're new to Wirecast. We love it. I think me and Corn Dog's the only ones using it on the Mac that we know of. But it seems to be working pretty well.
Wirecast the PC software also?
Yeah, Wirecast will run. Yeah, in fact, more people use it on PC than they do Mac. Me and Corn Dog, I think, is the only one using the Mac version. It's kind of expensive. It's like $500 software, and I think it's kind of overpriced because it's kind of buggy and kind of strange how it works, but it does work well. So are you now? I'm going to get your take on this age-old debate. I was in the Corn Dog Computers chat room last night, and ultimately it got, as it always does, at some point or another, Mac versus PC. So I want to get your take. What do you think of Macs? Do you have a Mac? Do you like Macs by any chance?
I'm not a Mac person, but I thoroughly respect everything that they can do so much better than the PC world. And I've got customers they're all Mac people, and they require just very little tech support. Unfortunately, every time that they need tech support, I have to refer them on to someone else.
Sure.
But I have a independent person as a customer, and he has a Mac, and he bought the Mac version of QuickBooks, and he called me up one time and says, "Hey, how do I do this?" And I opened up my QuickBooks, and I said, "Okay, let's walk through it at the same time." And he had different menus that I had on the Windows version. I said, "Buddy, I can't help you there. I don't, and so that's it. He was trying to run his business and get business tech support just on the Mac. So
Right.
For me, that didn't work out that well. For a tech that's both Mac and PC.
Yeah, a little research would have shown your friend there that the version of QuickBooks for Mac is a pale copy of the one you get for Windows. It doesn't have all the features the Windows version has. It's like Intuit just kind of gives Mac users lip service. Here's a product, but it's not going to have all the features that work the same or look the same as the Windows version. That's probably one of the weakest areas in the Mac world is great accounting software for the Mac. And one reason why I'll probably, for at least a foreseeable future, use Windows is to run my accounting software. There's also not good CRM software really out there for the Mac unless you're using something like Salesforce and all that. But all these guys make plugins for Microsoft Office and Outlook, and there's no plugins for Apple Mail, for example.
Sure.
It just gets really weird in business productivity software in the Mac. Now there is Microsoft Office, and it works very, very well on the Mac. The new version, Snow Leopard, by the way, includes native support for Exchange, right? I was able to set up Apple Mail, Address Book, and iCal, and they work brilliantly with Exchange.